Hi guys, Dr. Becky here. So today I'm going to teach you how to coach someone through diaphragm breathing. The easiest way that I have found, because people get this overwhelmed when they think about all the different moving parts, is just thinking about it in 4 different quadrants, okay? Quadrant number 1 is down by your pelvic floor. So here is your ASISs. Okay, this is the bottom part of your hips or pelvis. So if you put your hands kind of right here, this is pelvic floor. This is quadrant number 1. Quadrant number 2 is right where your belly button is. Okay, your belly button actually corresponds with your L1 vertebrae. So lumbar vertebrae number 1, belly button. Okay, so now you can understand why people have back issues, because there's nothing protecting the back except your core. So if you don't have a core, your back's going to get hurt. Okay, quadrant 3 is actually the small of your back. Okay, quadrant 4 is your ribs. So 4 quadrants. So we all know you need to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Okay, try to do 4 seconds in through the nose, 8 seconds out of the mouth. You want out of the mouth to be longer because that's the exhale. That is pushing your body more into parasympathetic. So we want the exhale to be longer than the inhale. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is put my hands down. Now, normally I would lay down to do this, but obviously I can't do this for a video, because it's also interesting when you start getting better at this, putting people in different positions, because laying on your back in supine, which is usually where I start people, may be completely different than sitting in a chair or standing. Okay, again, your posture is changing. So I'm going to put my hands down here, and all I'm going to do is breathe in through my nose. And I'm looking to see that my hands are actually raising up. Okay, I'm going to do one from the side here. See if you guys can see it. It's subtle. Okay, so you want your hands to come up. Now, sometimes what happens, you'll feel the hand come up under one side and maybe not the other. Again, that's just information for you. Okay, second quadrant is going to be my belly. So I'm going to put my hands on my belly. I'm going to take my big breath in through my nose. And you can see how my belly went out. Okay, now the back tends to be a little harder for people, which is why I like to do this laying on the floor, because my cue is going to be, as I'm breathing in, I'm going to be pushing the small of my back into my hands or into the floor. So they should feel the floor making contact with the small of their back, because I am breathing air into the small of my back. I do have a hack, and I don't have TheraBand with me right now because we are in the process of moving, but I would lay on my back, put a piece of TheraBand behind me, and I would pull out on that band while I'm breathing in. Why do we do it that way? Because if I'm breathing in and my back is making contact with the floor, it's making contact with the TheraBand, which means the band won't pull out. Okay? If I am breathing in and I can pull that band out from underneath of me, then I know that my back is not making contact with the floor. Okay? Quadrant 4, ribs. This is usually difficult for people. At the top of your inhale, your ribs should go out. Okay? Not up. So your collarbone here should be very quiet. So I'm going to take my breath in through the nose. And you can see how my hands go out. Okay. So a lot of times I'll have people kind of start one quadrant at a time and then start to build quadrant 1 into quadrant 2. Quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then bring it all together. Like Joseph always talks about, when you're breathing in through the nose, you want to think about filling a glass vase with water. So if I'm filling a glass vase with water, the water is going from the bottom and coming up, just like your breath should do. So if I bring my attention down here to my pelvic floor, and I'm going to breathe in through my nose, I'm filling up. I can fill through my pelvic floor, fill through my belly, fill through my back, fill through the ribs, okay? When I exhale, I'm going to reverse all of that, okay? All right. That is the very beginning of learning how to diaphragm breathe. So let's focus on the 4 quadrants and do this at home too. See if this is something that's difficult for you to do. And let's get better at filling in the pelvic floor, belly, low back, and outer ribs.